What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. With the PS4 and Xbox One right around the corner, one of the most frequently asked questions to me has been, what did you find the best game of this generation? You know my top 25 PS3 games list, which is based on quality, but what are some of the games that I found not only to be really good, but also original or special because of a reason that no other game could give me? Please understand that the following list is in my own opinion. It has been very hard to make a selection out of so many great games. Honorable mentions go out to Bioshock Infinite, Skyrim, Modern Warfare 2, Journey, Assassin's Creed 2 and The Walking Dead. But with that all said, here are the top 10 games you should have played this generation. Starting off at number 10 is LittleBigPlanet 2, a game that shows how being creative can be so much fun. Not only does the great platforming gameplay that can be played through co-op make for hours of enjoyment, but the ability to create levels yourself fairly easily through a highly advanced level editor also means endless possibilities. But even to those who still rather play a game than build one themselves, the community section allows you to play any out of the millions of levels created by players, making LittleBigPlanet 2 a game that can be played forever. Portal was introduced to the world as an experiment that received praise from everyone who played it. Therefore, it was no wonder when Valve brought Portal 2 to the market, which would finally offer the full package that fans wanted to see. But what is it that makes it so unique? The puzzle gameplay of shooting two portals and being able to walk through one and get to the other allows for challenging puzzles that not only make you feel smart, but are also very enjoyable to solve. Then there's the brilliant dialogue, humor and co-op multiplayer that all in all make Portal 2 a game that everybody will want to try out. There's no doubt that the Mass Effect trilogy has been one of the most epic journeys of this gen, offering a massive galaxy that is open for you to explore, deep story that lets you make all sorts of choices that will affect the overall plot, and interaction between characters making for different situations. The games are a blast to play through. With the original trilogy now being ended, it was Mass Effect 2 that improved heavily on the solid formula that 1 introduced, making it to be my absolute favorite out of the collection. There is no multiplayer that is quite like Battlefield's. Flying in a jet to an enemy base, jumping out with a parachute, shooting off your RPGs at their tanks while capturing a point and driving away with a motorbike is an experience that can be found nowhere else. Single player and co-op modes are short and forgettable, but it is the multiplayer that is unlike anything you will ever play. If there's one online game you should have played, it's Battlefield 3. Rockstar is the king of sandbox games, and there's no way to deny that. With a massive release like GTA 5 this year, it is no wonder that the game broke records everywhere it could. The open world of Los Santos is a lot of fun to explore, with things to do wherever, whenever you want. GTA Online may have struggled in its first weeks, but the potential was there with races and shootouts you can take part in with your friends, and the ability for the world to be expanded on with upcoming DLC and other games. Out of the complete list, GTA 5 is hands down the biggest game. Being a big Naughty Dog fan myself, The Last of Us had been on my radar for quite some time. With the game being out for a couple of months now, I can easily say that its single player is as awesome as it can get, and the multiplayer turned out to be surprisingly good. Joel and Ellie are characters you care about, and the tone that is set for a world full of infected, where killing is the key to survival, makes for a journey that will stay by for a long time. Heavy Rain introduces its theme with a very interesting question. How far would you go to save someone you love? In it, you play as 4 different characters, all looking to find Sean, who has been kidnapped by the so-called origami killer. It's a 10-hour long interactive movie that lets you make choices that could result in levels playing out completely different, or even main characters dying while the story continues without them. Out of all the games I played, it's the only game I beat the day I got it, and that's not meant as a bad thing. Heavy Rain is an experience unlike any other. I said it before and I'll say it again, Mirror's Edge is one of the most underrated games of this gen. Sure, the game has quite a few flaws, like a very light story and combat that simply doesn't work well, but the first-person parkour gameplay is so much fun that you just can't stop playing. It's a real achievement for a game that offers 15 hours of unique content at maximum to still have me playing it for 200 plus hours. When Rockstar announced another Red Dead game that would this time not only be published but also developed by themselves, I knew it was going to be something special. There's no doubt that the real star in Red Dead Redemption is its world, which feels so believable and creates such a vibe that you don't want to leave it, in a wild western setting of which we don't see a lot these days. Telling the story of John Marston, who's looking for some of his old friends because he still has some business to take care of, it's an amazing ride that you won't forget very easily. If there's one thing a lot of the games I listed so far have in common, it's their cinematic approaches. However, they weren't the first to do this. Therefore, the true number one of this list should be no surprise, seeing as it's the game that heavily influenced the direction most games have took for the past years, and that game can only be Uncharted 2 Among Thieves is the game that defined this generation. Although one did a great job at laying the foundation for the series, it is Uncharted 2 that set the tone for almost all games to come after it. The story, characters, dialogue and set pieces, all of it was amazing if not perfect. After winning over 200 Game of the Year awards, it was no wonder that a new era for single-player Hollywood blockbuster experiences had started. Now I could talk for hours about what it is that made Nathan Drake's journey to find the lost city of Shambhala to be so good, but it's safe to say that if there's one game you should have played this generation, it's Uncharted 2. Thanks a lot for watching my list of the top 10 games you should have played this generation. Remember that all of it was in my personal opinion, so be sure to let me know in the comments which games would make it to your list. In these exciting times of the next generation of consoles arriving very soon, definitely don't forget to also check out my list of the top 10 upcoming PS4 games if you want to know which games I am looking forward to most in the coming time. And if you want to see even more, then be sure to keep an eye out on my channel at youtube.com/RobinGaming. Thanks a lot for watching everyone, and I hope to see you again next time.